Good afternoon. I'm a little excited. I think For All from Roy is already on the channel. I'll have to check. It should be linked down in the description below. If I, fulfill my responsibilities. And sometimes over here, reactions, rants, and rabbit holes. Yeah, I forgo responsibility and just try to have a good time. Now, Ange and I, who most people don't know now because it's been a while since we had couples reactions, but Ange and I are big Roy Khan fan. We very much enjoy the complexity of his life story, the quality of his vocal stylings, his art. I have is that Conception? I had a couple different bands that he's in. Just very much whole show, fire ass show. So seeing this in the feed, I was like, this is a must. I know what Dan's gonna do with it, destroy it in all the best ways. Okay, I do have that problem. I'm a little more overhyped than the song. Sorry.
For all the things I wanted to become, and all the things I could have been, for waiting for the writing on the wall so long, for all the things I had and lost again, for every time I failed to lift your name in the night. Lord Almighty, come pour your mercy down on me. Holy glory for all. For all the things I wanted, my own name, and all the filth my eyes have seen, hiding when I ought be walking through. For everything you wanted me to be, for all the love you pray that I may see in you. God of David, I want to lower my defenses. Pour your mercy down on me for all. To do what I want, but you want it for all, for now and evermore, 'cause you want it over once and once for all.
Hey, my friends, thank you.
Oh, okay. I liked it. And it's for sure on the channel. I didn't remember which song it was. I couldn't remember Camelot until I saw it on a card up there at the top. And then, yeah, Ange and I did a whole Camelot concert. I'll try to link it down below as well. And I would have brought a little more, a little more class and tact if I remembered the subject matter better. At the same time, it's almost perfect because subscriber, someone on the other side of the screen here who, Kobe, who's just been a wonderful person at our channel and shines with the light of the Lord. I mean, is doing Jesus's good work. Let's just put it that way. And just had a little video. Had to make a video, and it reminded me how much that side matters. And I got to comment, and I get to talk about how when I face an uplifting message, I get to resonate with an uplifting message. When I face the darker message, I get to rebuke it in the name of my Maker. It all works out. I'm not saying I can affect any change, but I can lead by example. And every now and then, this very much works for me. Reminds me of things greater than myself, which I can always be afforded. I need that.
Thank you very much for watching this video, and a huge thank you here for my friends Jacob and Gabriel, who readily answered my call. Well, the man is back. What to say? I am very happy. First because, well, just listening to his voice in 8 years, it was enough to get me emotional. And secondly, because he was very open in his music about his faith. I think this is a wonderful thing, because nowadays all the cool kids, are atheists, and which is fine, it's your right.
Yeah,
And
there
it doesn't-
we do. We would see super eye to eye. I can't change the hearts and minds of individuals, and if you are the ultimate answer to all questions in your mind and heart, more power to you. But if, like I'm sure we would see eye to eye on, for those who believe a spiritual battle is taking place, the ability to have a different conversation is important, and I much respect.
Thing, because nowadays all the cool kids, are atheists, and which is fine, it's your right, and it doesn't make you a bad person by no means. But I am not a cool kid, never was, never cared to be. Nowadays it's not politically correct to talk about religion anymore.
And this is where I would argue, no, there's only some religions get elevated to a protected status, and then others are to be shunned, which gets really confusing. When I know the outcome of, I think, what would be our shared faith here is the freeing power of the ultimate sacrifice ever presented. So to be fair, I very much think you are hard pressed to have harsh words against certain faiths on this planet. But then one is up on the block for the slaughter, to be fair.
It's not politically correct to talk about religion anymore, especially if you're a Christian, because people get offended. But let me tell you something. People will always be offended by something, by someone. And that's not your problem, it's their problem. It's an issue that they have to...
Well, it's a shared problem. Because we haven't learned that it's permissible to hear alternative ideas and not have our heads explode. And here's where I would argue the blowback and some of the problems in society come from what appear to be indoctrination techniques. So you have a tiny percentage of the population being presented as the 98% norm. But then you have generations of people engaged in belief that are being treated and act like they're somehow part of the problem. Now, I come all the way down to the squirrelkin spirit. If you need a litter box in the classroom to go to school, I find it horrible, but permissible. I don't know why, but it obviously is. But in the heart of it, the core of it all, there's a moral relativism going on that's almost tangible. I mean, it's palpable. It's so okay for things that were like, it's like the moral script has been just turned inside out and upside down. And it's a heartbreaking thought sometimes. It's not my place to stand in the way of it, but I think it is all our place to reflect upon it and go, really? Really? That does not seem as productive and beneficial to society as you're making it seem. And then that seems to have been an uplifting force for the majority of members being demonized and ostracized before our eyes. So it all gets confusing.
By someone, and that's not your problem, it's their problem. It's an issue that they have to solve themselves.
And
it's 2000.
So I think what I do think is, as a society as a whole, we have created almost a generation and a half of the most thin-skinned individuals that have ever lived. And if you're going to give protected status to some, you must be able to hear rebuttals to that. It has to be. And I would argue that the loudest voices from the smallest minorities now have the most power, and it has went to their heads and they wield it like tyrannical overlords. It's one of the problems with power, isn't it? It's another whole subject altogether.
And 18, guys, don't be afraid to talk about who you are, to talk about the things you believe in, and if people get offended, it's not your problem.
We just have a different way of saying it, and I still think that the Norm Macdonald technique is valid. I think all my opinions are for entertainment purposes only. But I'm positive it's okay to engage in the conversation. And it must be because the other side who wants to dominate or tell me what I can and can't say and think is trying to use the same set of rules. So it is definitely on us to reflect, to filter, and to respond of items and points of interest of the moment.
Christian, because people get offended, but let me tell you something. People will always be offended by something, by someone. And that's not your problem, it's their problem. It's an issue that they have to solve themselves. It's 2018, guys. Don't be afraid to talk about who you are.
Wow. So then because it got worse. So what poignant words and how appropriate as they echo through time.
You are to talk about the things you believe in, and if people get offended by it, boo-hoo.
There we go. So here's the thing. You don't let the algorithm hit you in your ass on the way out. Because sometimes some Dan fans think that I'm crying about my haters. I'm not. I'm going to task. I'm just going toe to toe. So the problem is we can't let we can't let the dark side of society, the hate, the they know better than everyone. No, they don't. No, 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 they don't. Tissues. These are readily available. Most people, you can find them almost anywhere. You grab some refuse if it doesn't work. Pat your wet eyes. But yeah, the conversation gets to happen until they shut down all conversation. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's the moment the actual resistance starts.
Even, and if people get offended by it, boo-hoo! I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to watch a couple more.
I'm going
and
to!
I'll see you guys in a
I'm gonna
few
give
days.
you your own
Until then,
I'm gonna give you your own playlist.
feel free to watch a couple more, and I'll see you guys in a few days. And until then, have yourselves an epic day.
Now I'm in and I'm gonna adjust my posture now. That's just for fun. I see his side work. Dan has a very good sense of humor as far as I can tell, and in no way am I trying to speak in a familiar manner. I respect the conversation he had the other day. He was talking about content creators, and I have from the very beginning. We are 16 minutes in on a 5-minute song. I have never believed once that I was here. I have hair envy, but we won't talk about that. I never once did I believe I was here just to exploit music and get the clicks. I mean, if you've watched all my Dan reactions, outside of let's stick it to the cult of personality and haters suck, what else have I solicited? Goodwill? Channeling Dan's goodwill back to my viewers, saying, hey, there's more to it than just a kick-ass voice. And this is the point. Jesus will forgive me for being overly hyped. It probably wouldn't forgive me if I didn't take the opportunity to speak up in his name. And this is the kind of moments I wish Kobe knew existed all over my channel. Because when I went to do the Christian rap the other day, they were selling Cardi B's fat ass in a promo before it. So what is it? It can't be all things. You know? We need something to counteract some of those messaging. You don't get twerking at church. They're counterproductive messages. They're on opposite sides of the coin.